These poor Democrats, they're going nuts. We need to perform an intervention. This is about Democrats losing it and going completely crazy. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is the Doug TenNapel channel for the happy patriots. We're a little happier. I don't want to be too happy because they are going nuts. It's pathetic now. I'm starting to feel sorry for them. Well, maybe not.
Donald Trump will not become president.
Not going to be president. He is not, Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States.
Let's say Trump wins 3 weeks from today. What happens? The Democratic Party as you said, a lot of Democrats, maybe the majority, believe that Trump becoming president again is the worst thing that ever could happen. So how do they respond to that?
I say this not flippantly. I think it will be the cause of the greatest mental health crisis in the history of the country.
Take it to the bank. Okay. I guarantee it.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
Their little brains broke. Anytime they think of Trump, a little spring goes out in smoke. They're losing it. Guys, it's occurring to them. And JD Vance here is saying it's a pathology, the way that their mind works. It's broken.
She is, of course, the deciding vote in trillions of dollars of Joe Biden's spending. She bragged about being the last person in the room when major decisions were made. But we have to sort of step back and appreciate there is something pathological going on here. She has been in power for 3.5 years.
We're doing, a mental evaluation of the entire Democrat Party. And this is the kind of mind games they have to do just to exist and say, yes, Kamala Harris.
And when asked about how she would be different, she goes and talks about Donald Trump. And when it's pointed out, well, you've actually been in office for 3.5 years, she says, well, he's been talking about politics for 10 years.
So there's a really bad arguments. All your Democrat friends are doing it. He's specifically talking about Kamala Harris doing it. They go like, well, weren't you in charge? How's any of this not to blame for you? And then little mental machinations go for them to be able to exist inside their own cognitive dissonance, and for them to be able to live and survive, they have to go, Trump has talked about politics. That's like being the vice president for 3.5 years.
Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
What is it in the mind of this person that can't just acknowledge that she has been in power for 3.5 years and bears some responsibility as the sitting vice president for the condition that the country is in?
Something traumatic happened to Kamala Harris and your Democrat friends in their youth, probably. I don't mean to speculate. Maybe you guys can speculate in the comments below. But if I was going to speculate on what probably happened to all Democrats, I think their head got run over by a tractor.
Now, she could do any number of things. She could actually say, well, I think that things are a little bit better than you're giving me credit for. Or she could say, well, this wasn't totally my fault. Instead, she pretends that Donald Trump bears the responsibility for problems that happened while she was the sitting vice president. She does that about the border. She does that about the affordability of groceries. She does that about the chaos on the world stage. I've never seen a person who's running for president as the sitting vice president who pretends that she has nothing to do with the condition of the country she's been governing.
I like the beginning of that clip where JD Vance is going, she could do this, she could do that. She's so far behind that JD Vance is trying to help you, Kamala. He's giving you advice on things that you could do. We feel sorry for you because you're all going nuts.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red capes.
On that note, Tom,
take it from me. How about?
I think tens of millions of people will question their connection to the nation, their connection to other human beings, their connection to their vision of what their future for them and their children could be like. And I think that will require an enormous amount of access to mental health professionals. I think it'll lead to trauma in the workplace. I think there'll be some degree of
Are you being
protest. 100% serious. 100% serious.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Nice to see you all.
It's our pleasure.
How good are the barbers here?
Excellent.
Very good. I can see they're good. They look good to me. Nice soft floor. What's that all about?
That's all the back.
Is it so?
The back.
Nice to meet you all. Big hands. Strong guy. Nice to see you. So you're the owner?
My son is the owner. He owns his father.
Oh, you did that very nice and easy, huh? Is he as good as you?
He's great.
Nice to see you. Thank you very much.
That's Donald Trump in the Bronx visiting people at a famous barber shop, just saying hi to people. Notice how normal it is. Notice how manly it is. Notice how no one is going nuts. No one has blue hair. This is normal people. And the Democrats, not so much.
We better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket next. I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on.
Sorry to laugh.
I think there'll be alcoholism. There'll be broken marriages. There'll be
What?
Yeah. They think he's the worst person possible to be president, and having won by the hand of Jim Comey and Fluke in 2016, and then performed in office for 4 years and denied who won the election last time, and January 6th, the fact that under a fair election, America chose by the rules pre-agreed to Donald Trump again, I think it will cause the biggest mental health crisis in the history of America.
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones right now, Donald Trump.
And I don't think it will be kind of a passing thing that by the inauguration will be fine. I think it will be sustained and unprecedented and hideous. And I don't think the country's ready for it.
So mental health crises often manifest in violence.
Yeah, I think there'll be some violence. I think there'll be workplace fights. There'll be fights at kids' birthday parties. I think there'll be protests that will turn violent. I hope they're not, but I think there will be some.
All of those clips were from when Trump first ran in 2016. The Trump derangement syndrome started then, and it hasn't given up now. It's almost 2025, 26. It's almost 10 years. It's been 8 years. They've been falling apart on him.
Like something that's so traumatic that it is impossible for even the most mentally healthy person to truly process and incorporate into their daily life. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that's what's going to happen for tens of millions of people, because they think that their fellow citizens supporting Trump is a sign of fundamental evil at the heart of their fellow citizens and of the nation. That's how they view it.
I don't understand how they walk around in their head, but like JD Vance said, it's pathological. They're going nuts. Pray for your Democrat friends, because when Trump wins this election, it's going to be, they're going to go violent, crazy. I'm Doug in exile.